You mean to say to this day you still hold 8.8 million shares of Alphaland?
Yes, sir.
That has been your consistent statement, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Up to this very day, Noble Care Management Corporation still is the registered owner of 8.9
million shares of Alphaland Corporation.
Alphaland Corporation.
Well, maybe could you not have just endorsed the shares and somebody is carrying 8.9 million shares of Alphaland?
That's impossible, sir.
Impossible. You don't even know what happened, and then now you're saying.
No, but I am sure that I will not endorse 8.9 million shares
all right.
of our company. That's impossible, sir.
But you don't know where it is.
No, I know. It isn't with our company.
It's with Noble
It
Care?
is with Noble Care.
It's not with Mr. Oreta in his personal capacity?
No, sir.
It's not with somebody else in his personal capacity?
No, sir.
Okay.
It is with the company, sir.
All right. Now, there was also a loan to Noble Care in the amount of 100 million plus.
Yes, sir.
From Alphaland.
Yes, sir.
And that was written off by Alphaland.
That was not written off.
How was it paid? How was it liquidated?
It was deducted when I asked Bobby Ongpin if I could elevate the shares from Makati Place to Alphaland Corporation. In the valuation, which they did, they deducted the 100 million pesos that I owed them. So it is not a condonation, sir.
Yeah, may we have documentation that would prove that? You know, that's a substantial amount. And so Alphaland would have to justify that. It would have to be on the record. So there has to be a board resolution saying we are hereby offsetting. So I move, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, yes. May I move that the committee subpoena the records on that particular transaction, the debt of 100 million plus from Alphaland. Well, was it originally Alphaland that gave you the loan?
It was Noble Care. I have the
No.
I have the documents.
The money came from Alphaland. It didn't come from Noble Care.
Noble Care is the debtor.
Noble Care
is
was
the debtor.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Who's the creditor?
Alphaland.
Yes. All right. So may we subpoena the documents?
I have
pertaining
the
to that
memorandum.
particular
I have the
transaction.
memorandum of agreement, Your Honor, between Noble Care and Alphaland Corporation and Alphaland Development Inc.
And we'd like to see also the minutes of the board approving that loan. That is a substantial loan.
Well, I will ask the Office of the Corporate Secretary to do that.
All right. And then
In the meantime, we will...
the offsetting agreement on the liquidation
Yes, sir.
of that loan.
Yes, sir.
you will be submitting all of these documents, Attorney Oreta?
Yes, sir.
We will not be issuing a subpoena for this.
No more. We will submit.
Thank you.
Senator Osmena,
Yes.
can I just ask, how could you offset the loan? 8.9 million shares at 10 pesos. So that's 89 million. Mas malaki yung loan nyo eh.
Ang value ho nung aking, if I remember right, ang value nung aking shares sa Makati Place was 189 million. Nung umutang ako ng 100 million, nung nag-convert yan from Makati Place to Alphaland, they deducted the 100 million from my valuation of 189, leaving a balance of 89 million,
Yeah.
and that was the only shares that was given to me by Alphaland.
Yes, sir. But does it make sense, just this last question, just an interjection. Does it make sense na ibabawas nila yung 100 million na utang nyo, then they will give you a sweetheart deal of 8.9 million shares at 10 pesos, 800 89 million when it's worth an average of 60 pesos
Hindi
per
yun,
share.
hindi yun, sweetheart deal yun eh. That was...
Isn't it a sweetheart deal when your shares are being traded between 45 to 75 pesos and they sold it for you for only 10 pesos?
Sir, wala namang ano yun. I don't know about the 65 pesos in the stock market. Was there any trading at that point?
Yes, it's in Bloomberg at November 2010. Mr. Sikat already said that kailan ho sir yung backdoor listing?
2009.
Oh,
Senator.
2009. So, ang problema, sir, nililito nyo kami dito, pinapaikot nyo eh. Kumpanya nyo yan, alam nyo na publicly listed yan, alam nyo na traded at that time. Kayo magtatanong sa amin, was it traded at that time?
No. What I was asking, Mr. Senator, is meron bang transaction at those prices? Kasi, you know, stock market can...
Sir, whether or not there's a transaction,
No, wait,
yun po
wait.
yung, that's the price.
Excuse me. No price is registered unless there's a transaction. Tell me. Maybe you can have prices on your company.
No, but I was asking about the volume of transaction of that one.
Now you're talking about volume. We're talking about price.
Okay.
Is that correct, Mr. Oreta?
Okay. I have been informed that the shares at that time were not yet listed at that time.
Huh? You were being traded. You can't be traded unless you're listed. You're guessing, Mr. Oreta.
No, I'm getting information from my corporate secretary.
No, you said there was a but
So,
you received 500 million pesos worth of shares, and you don't know if they were listed or not.
they were, as has been informed to me, advised me, they were not yet listed at that time. The shares were not listed at
Baka
that time.
sinasabi mo yung inisyong shares was not yet registered with the PSE.
Baka.
It doesn't make a difference.
Ganun ho.
It doesn't make any difference. The value is there because it's just a matter of time before it's officially registered. But clarify us on that, Mr. Sikat. I've got authorized 100 billion. I've issued 25 billion pesos worth of shares. Now the 75 billion, technically, is the term for that 75 billion worth of shares unregistered?
Senator, the term is actually unlisted.
Unlisted.
Unlisted in the exchange.
All right. But it's just ministerial on your part when the request comes from the company to say, please list an additional.
Typically, Senator,
We
yes,
are issuing an additional 5 billion pesos.
The PSE
worth.
would go through some documentary requirements, but generally we mandate listing of shares as they come about, either as they're issued by the company from Treasury, to make sure that eventually they're freely tradable with the rest of the shares that are already.
All right, let me turn it the other way around. Give me an example where you denied additional listing of shares by a company.
In terms of perhaps not denied, Senator, it's essentially we don't list them if they're only partially paid, for example. So we have to wait that all these shares are fully paid and all documentary requirements are fulfilled. So what that simply means is that it's a matter of time. So, for example, if they've only paid it on, say, day one, only partially, you have to wait till maybe the end that they fully paid it, and then at that point in time, assuming everything else is in order, then obviously it's in the best interest of all public owners that the rest of the shares are fully listed, again, for full trading capability.
Right. So in this particular case, when Mr. Oreta says it's unlisted, that really doesn't make a difference. The value is still there. The value is determined by the trading prices in the Philippine Stock Exchange, unless there were somebody who comes forward and say it's worth more, and here's the proof that it's worth more. Yes.
The answer there, Ms. Senator, is that you're correct. The value of the share is what's the, let's say, the last traded price on the exchange. What they might be referring to are particular blocks of shares that may not have yet been listed, assuming they were going to monetize that particular part. So
Yes.
you basically can't trade that freely unless it's listed on the exchange.
But they do have to apply with you because it's like an increase of capital and must be reported and divulged to all
That is
the market.
correct.
In other words, so that there won't be any asymmetrical information.
That's absolutely correct. I think at least when they were listed with the PSE, it seems that they were following the disclosure levels in terms of various tranches that they were listing on different dates.
And that full information would be given to the PSE in a timely manner.
Yes, sir. So all of these have reportorial, or we have reportorial requirements, and I think obviously now that they are not listed with the PSE, today they're not required to submit anything to us.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sikat.
Just to clarify that issue, Senator, dahil nililito no? Sa 2011, sa PSE, nakalagay number 8 sila. 2012, between October, wala na. Sinabi nila, nilagay sa PCD Nominee Corporation. Pero kung titignan mo, yung Statement of Financial, yung report nila, tinanggal nyo na ng 2012. Ang net worth nyo na lang nun is 14 million. So the company itself is saying, wala na sa amin yung share. So, but now, you and Mr. Ongpin and Secretary Ongpin are saying, hindi, nandiyan pa at sa Noble Care pa yan. Mismo yung sinubmit nyo ng 2012 at 2013 sa SEC ang nagsasabing wala na sa amin. So, may I know, sino tong nominee corp na may hawak ngayon nung 8.9 million shares? No, you said it's not in your name now.
No,
it's with a PCD nominee.
No. It was lodged, but now it's back at Noble Care.
When did you get it back?
After we were delisted, because we can no longer sell the shares. So we got it back from
So why didn't
Noble
you
Care.
report in your 2012 and 2013 na nasa inyo?
I don't do that reporting, Mr. Senator. We were delisted only last year.
Yes, but in 2012 and 2013, sinabi nyo, wala na sa amin, and it's consistent there. So, that's why pumapaikot-ikot tayo. But anyway, we can put it on the board and go through it. But that means, if you're saying, if your statement is correct, that means liable yung inyong CORSEC at saka yung mga pumirma sa financial disclosures nyo because under oath yun eh. Am I correct? Is the SEC here? Ma'am, kung nag-submit sila ng mga financial statements nila, then they lied there. Anong penalty nun?
Range from a fine or the heaviest would be suspension or revocation of the right to sell the shares.
And hindi ba ma'am under oath yun?
Yes, it's under oath.
Oh,
In
so may
fact,
perjury din dyan.
Yes. In
Oh.
fact, the rule is that it should be the finance officer of the company who should prepare the financial statements, not the external auditor.
Yes, so what I'm
External
saying is
auditor
that
just gives an opinion.
what will we believe? Sabi nung financial statement nila, hindi na sa kanila binenta. Sinasabi naman ng CEO nila or ng majority owner na sa kanila.
Yes.
Diba?
We will have to conduct clarificatory hearings on this.
But under the law, they should have
Find out.
declared it.
Yes,
No.
and everything should be complete and in accordance with the rules.
Tapos, isa pang, Mr. Chair, na gusto ko i-clarify, yung sa disclosure. Sir Abisado, paulit-ulit kasi, sir, tayo kanina. Siguro pareho naman tayo na ang hinahabol natin dito, interest ng mga bata, di ba? Interest ng mga sa Boy Scouts. Paulit-ulit po tayo na sinasabi nyo, you're working it out pa with Alphaland kung nasan yung 15% nyo, kung ano pipiliin nyo, kung paano. But paulit-ulit po namin sinasabi ni Senator Osmena, 3 facts, no? Number 1, question dyan from the start yung valuation. If you got what you deserve na 15%. Number 2, if you didn't do anything and the land was just there, you would have a couple of billion of pesos now. Number 3, which is my point that I want to go through, kasi yung ibang points na binaso kanina, Di ba? Yung 18 to 15 valuation, yung industrial to commercial valuation, yung GFA, yung sold land, etc. We can do that next hearing sapagkat lahat nito will show whether or not tama yung deal, no? Or kung may anomalya or kung nalugi ang Boy Scouts. Pero kanina po, paulit-ulit po sinasabi po nyo na saka na namin pipiliin, di ba? Kung saan yung 15%. And you said you have not made your choice yet. Tama po ba?
Totoo po, dahil sa ganang BSP, it is our responsibility precisely to also have a basis. No?
So, yung mga disclosure...
In the negotiation,
Sige po.
specifically on the appraisal. Kasi yung appraisal na nasa amin,
Yes.
yung galing sa kanila. No? So, kaya nga
So,
we're
dapat
giving...
magpa-appraise din kayo ng sarili
Kaya
niyo
nga
po,
po,
di ba?
and we have told the good Senator Osmena that
Pero-
we're giving ourselves up to March 15.
Pero don't you know that you have already made your choice by default? No, for example po, kung sold out na pre-selling yung Tower 1, no? At binenta na yung penthouse na yun ang gusto nyo sanang kunin, so bound na kayo sa presyo kung magkano nila binenta. So hindi nyo na pwedeng sabihin later, gusto naming investment to, hahawakan muna namin. So by default, you already made your choice because you just allowed them to go ahead with Tower 1 and 2. Binabasa niyo po ba yung mga disclosure ng kumpanya nila? Hindi.
Po doon sa pagpipili ng share. At that
Hindi
will
nga
be
po kayo,
covered by
hindi
an
nga po kayo
agreement.
namili eh. In the meantime, habang hindi kayo namimili, binenta na po nila. Nag-pre-selling na po sila ng iba. So hindi na kayo makakapili dahil ang choice nyo kumonti na eh.
They'll have to inform us about that to the extent that we can also have our way of determining precisely.
No, they already informed you right in front of you a while ago that they already pre-sold. Sir, Mr. Oreta, ilan pa natitira sa units sa Tower 1 and 2?
I think we have 300 units left.
Okay, all the same? O iba-ibang price range?
Iba-ibang price range.
Oh, so kung nabenta nyo na yung pinakamamahal, they cannot choose that anymore, di ba?
No, they can choose that.
No, they choose that. Then,
Kanya namang...
sir, they can choose that, but they'll get kung magkano nyo binenta.
Of course.
Oh, but if they wanted to keep it for a while para patasin ang value, hindi na pwede dahil nabenta nyo na eh.
Hindi na pwede.
Hindi nyo na pwede isoli sa may-ari. So, lumiliit ang choice nyo, sir, by the day at 8 years na. So, that's why I was asking if binasa nyo yung financial disclosure nila kasi binasa to ni Senator Osmena, no? And Senator Pimentel. Based on the current planned allocation in determining the 15% share of BSP on the project, Boy Scouts share consists of BSP Convention Center located at the 3rd floor of the podium and a portion of Tower 3 and parking spaces. Prior to 2013, BSP share consists of BSP Convention Center and a portion of Tower 1 and 2. Meaning, hindi po totoo na hindi kayo nag-choose. Namili na kayo Tower 3. Ang hindi po nabasa kanina, ito po ang sinasabi po ng ng kadil nyo,
May sa kanila?
na kinokontest nyo to.
Opo.
Ano po magagawa pa nyo? Patay na yung kabayo.
Sumula
Kasi
po kami
naben-
sa kanila, pinapa-confirm po namin because it would appear in that submission na na-limit lang kami doon sa Tower 3.
Nabenta na nga po yung ibang units eh. So,
Hindi naman
papakancel
po-
nyo yung sale ng ibang units.
Hindi naman po lahat ng units as they have
Yes,
told
sir,
us.
but that's not the point eh. The point is, as a partner in a joint venture, you were already gypped. Kung totoo na hindi kayo namili pa na Tower 3, binenta na nila eh. So, pare-rescind nyo yung mga binenta nila. Tignan nyo, sir, the paragraph before, Classification of land and development costs, parking lots for sale, and investment property. Based on the current development plan, the company has determined that upon completion of the project, Towers 1 and 2 and basement 4 and 5 of the project are intended for sale, while 6-story podium and Tower 3 are for lease. So kung sa 3 kayo, lease na lang po kayo. Hindi na kayo pwede sa sale.
Hindi nga po. Dahil
So
sumulat
hindi nyo
nga
nga
po
po
kami.
tinatanggap to. Ang problema nga
hindi
po,
namin tinatanggap yan.
hindi nyo po tinanggap yung damo, pero patay na yung kabayo. Nabenta na nga po
I respect your
No,
opinion
it's
on
not
that.
an opinion, sir. It's a fact.
Well,
It's a fact.
If that is your position.
Na sinasabi nyo po, lagi kayong handa as the board protecting these children, protecting these Boy Scouts. Di ba? Subsidy nyo po 100 pesos, pero magkano po ang jamboree?
Depende po sa...
Average price po.
Nasa 500 to 600.
Ilan ang hindi nakakasama dahil hindi kaya yung 5,600 na bayad? Di ba napakarami? Pero with these billions of pesos, if you did it correctly, sana po nakasama yung marami sa kanila. In the last 8 years, ni isang kusing hindi nyo kinuha because of the relationship with the Alphaland. Right before your eyes, they were pre-selling. Hindi nyo binabantayan na nagbebenta na sila? Hindi nyo pinatigil yung pagbebenta nila ng pre-selling?
In the meetings that we had, in fact, ang totoo po din talaga, sa totoo lang, kami po lahat ay volunteers dyan sa National Executive Board, no? So, in fact, we took it upon ourselves precisely to spend time, no?
Sir,
Para matingnan yung...
kung volunteer kayo, sir, ibig ba sabihin pwede niyong pabayaan yung obligasyon niyo sa mga bata?
Hindi po. Ang sinasabi ko lang po, it takes time because we are a
And while you're
group.
doing the time, sir, they're selling it and they're making money and you're losing your choices.
That's why we broke that news sa kanila na we need to sit down
But it's too late
and
na,
decide already.
It's too late because they've sold most of it already or a lot of it. Okay, another question, sir. When they changed the contract, di ba nung una, joint venture, kayo may-ari ng lupa? Pinalitan po yung contract. My apologies, Mr. Avisado, kung hindi, ikaw ang nagre-represent ng Boy Scout ngayon, no? Wala ang Vice President. This was a board decision. So I apologize to you if ikaw ang grinigrill ko dito, but someone has to answer for them, you know? But I'm not taking it against you personally. I'm talking from me to the board of the Boy Scouts, no? Sir, change nyo yung deal, ginawa nyong sale. Ano nakuha ng Boy Scout nung binenta yung lupa sa Alphaland?
Yung po yung ipinalit
Anong
namin
consideration?
na instead na land, cash ang nakalagay na doon sa amended.
Inyo. So magkano po yon?
600 million din
So
po.
okay. So sa unang deal, sa inyo yung land, sila magde-develop 85-15.
Aha.
Okay. Pero pinalitan nyo. Imbis na land, ibebenta nyo na yung land sa kanila, tuloy yung 85-15, pero bibigyan kayo ng 600 million.
Which we did not get in
No,
cash dahil
Step by step po,
ni-invest din
doon po
namin.
muna.
Sige po.
So hanggang doon, tama po, no?
Aha.
Okay, what did you do with the 600 million?
In-invest nga po namin.
Saan?
Instead of the land, doon pa rin sa joint venture.
For the 15%.
Yes.
By that time po, yung land nyo was worth much, much more na You already had 15% ho that you own the land. Now you still have 15% but you don't own the land. So hindi nyo po nakikita doon na luging ang Boy Scout.
Hindi po. Ang naging usapan po kasi noon, when we first entered into the joint venture agreement, ang value lamang ng lupa
Sir,
ay 600 million.
Deal
no?
A.
Oo.
Deal A. No, sir. Ang value ng lupa, 600 million kasi 1 billion ang valuation nyo 40%. Binigay nyo po
60%
sa
yung amin.
60% sa inyo, kaya 600 million. But over the course of the deal, pataas ng pataas. When it got converted from industrial to commercial, tumaas. When you got GFA 12 from 8, tumaas. As time went by, dahil crisis noong 2008, tumaas. Okay?
15% po kami
by
doon.
the time you did the deal, it was worth much, much more. And si Mr. Oreta na nagsabi kanina, hindi rule of thumb na 85-15 ang sinusunod nila. Valuation ng lupa. By the time you did the deal, it wasn't worth 1 billion. It was worth easily 2 billion sa sinabi ni Mr. Cuervo. But having said that, sir, ganito lang kasimple yon. Deal A, 85-15, you own the land. Deal B, 85-15, you don't own the land. Ano mas magandang deal sa dalawa? Ganun lang kasimple yun, di ba
Hindi
po?
Ang usapan po kasi, what is the value of the land when we went into a joint venture agreement?
You were already in a joint
Kung
venture.
babaguhin po namin yun, mai-impair po yung
Sir,
contract.
you were already in a joint venture of
Yes.
85-15, but you own the land.
Yes, we own the land, but the value is only 600 million.
Yes, but 85-15 ka rin nun.
Oh,
Tapos pinalitan
ito,
nyo ng...
85-15 pa rin. But
pero hindi na
instead
kayo,
of the land,
pero hindi na kayo may-ari ng land.
kaya nga po,
Doon sa una, you retained ownership of the land sa joint venture.
no, but that is the value of the land. Just
But
the same.
you retained the ownership of the land.
Regardless po,
Sa inyo pa rin yun.
regardless
Eto
as
po,
to
hindi
the
na sa
ownership
inyo.
now, that was our equity in the joint venture agreement.
Yung una
And therefore,
na po,
if we change the value of that will impair the joint venture agreement.
You didn't,
Oh,
they wanted to amend the original. Because
only
sa
for the
original, you
purpose.
own the land.
Ganito po kasi ang reason,
They couldn't
iniutang po kasi yung lupa. joint at third-party mortgagor kami. At ang request nila kung pwede dahil yung approval process kasi dahil inuutang nila yung lupa eh. Umuutang sila, ginagamit na collateral yung lupa. And third-party mortgagor kami.
Teka muna. Just a second. Is that standard practice, Mr. Oreta? Does the landowner joint venture partner allow you to put up the land for collateral for the loans that would be taken out by the developer?
Yes, sir. In my experience.
In your experience?
Yes, sir.
So ako papayag na isang land ninyo yung lupa.
Covered naman ho kayo eh. Bibigyan namin kayo ng guarantee eh.
Now wait a minute. Pag ako po'y may-ari ng lupa, mag-joint venture po tayo, you undertake the construction risk, you undertake the financial risk,
Yes.
you undertake the marketing risk,
Yes.
diba? I have less risk than you have. You're putting up the cash, I have the land only. So
Yes.
I take part of the construction risk. If something happens, I still own the land. I still own the land. In other words, humiram ang Alphaland ng, say, 5 billion sa bangko. And in this case, you admitted you borrowed from 4 banks.
1.75 billion.
DBP, yes.
Land Bank. Hindi ho, GSIS.
Bank. Ha?
Land Bank, DBP, Maybank, at saka Bank of Commerce.
Bank of Commerce. So you borrowed money.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, if you don't pay, I, the landowner, have got no liability there.
No.
Okay?
None.
Wala akong utang sa bangko. Hindi pwede ako
Ang may
pabulin
utang,
ng-
Alphaland po.
Okay. So, ba't ako papayag na pwede mo isangla yung property ko? When it's standard that you don't...
Well, that's...
No, you just told the committee that it is standard. So, we will get other
Yes,
people.
to my knowledge, that is standard. Because then you will ask for a guarantee. You'll ask for... So, you're risking your property.
Anong guarantee ko?
My corporate guarantee. I gave you a corporate guarantee, guaranteeing that you will not lose anything.
Your corporation is not worth any guarantee.
Sir,
that will,
sir, we own a lot of properties.
I know sometimes you're able to get people to do that, but sometimes they don't. It's not standard.
I think I can clarify that, no? Dalawa kasi yung klase ng JV, joint venture. Yung isa, pag nag-joint venture kayo, pag sinabing 60-40, 85-15 ng whole project, iba ang JV nyo sa kanila eh. Ang JV nyo sa kanila, 85-15 of gross floor area, but they retain ownership of the land. Okay? So dun sa first kind of JV, ako may-ari ng land, ikaw magde-develop, joint venture tayo, I own 15% of the whole joint venture. So the joint venture owns the land already. Then imo-mortgage mo yung land. Pero sa kanila iba eh. Lupa nila. That's why when you mortgage it, they were left unprotected because the corporate guarantee, although good, paano kung mabankrupt yung kumpanya? Wala rin silang hahabulin. No?
They were not left unprotected because they still have the 15%. Whatever happens,
Sir,
they have the
if
15%.
everyone went bankrupt, the bank would have gotten the land, Boy Scout would have zero.
We would have paid them 600 million.
If you had money.
Of course, we will have money because we have other assets.
Companies go bankrupt eh. All over the world. Diba?
Yes, sir,
That's why
but,
you protect yourself over and over. But that's not the point, sir. The point is, Sir Bisado, ito po sa joint venture number 1, landowner shall retain legal title to the land and shall hold the same for the benefit of the project. So sa unang deal po, kayo may-ari ng lupa. At mali po yung sinasabi niyo po kanina kasi kung na-monitor niyo yung first hearing, kaya po nila iniba kasi under the condominium, under the regulations no ng ating bansa, hindi pwede ibenta yung condominium kung hindi sila may-ari ng lupa. Hindi po ba? Oh, that's mean when you change the JV and gave them the land, you could have demanded much more. You could have demanded 30% and they would have given it because they will not make the money that they're making now if you retain title because they can only lease all of that and they cannot sell it. So you gave them everything. So ang nangyari po dito, prinito po sa sariling mantika ang BSP. So yung walang consideration po sa sale. So ang nangyari po, lupa nyo, inutang nila, and then kinuha yung lupa sa inyo, yung inutang na pera binayad sa inyo, and then sila kumita na, kayo hindi pa rin.
Well, as presented to the board po, ang sinasabi nga, may authority kasi sila to use the land as collateral and third-party mortgagor ang Boy Scout of the Philippines. And therefore, ang concern din namin, umuutang sila, third-party mortgagor kami, if something happens, baka magkaroon ng deficiency judgment, haabulin pa ang BSP because of that provision in the JVA. That is why we said, dahil isa din yon sa problema, dahil magpapa-approve sila sa board ng Alphaland, magpapa-approve din sa amin, and therefore, ang nangyari po, we decided na ilipat yung na lang yung pag-aari ng property. But
Sige.
we will have a
Tignan niyo, sir,
corporate guarantee.
Tignan niyo, sir, yung logic. Sinabi sa inyo.
May I,
Pag hindi nyo ginawa yan at na-mortgage, mawawala lupa sa inyo. Eh, nung inamenda nyo, nawala din ho lupa sa inyo.
Eh, yun po kasi ang pinirmahan ni Mr.
Hindi
Mercado
po,
sa
hindi
joint
po,
venture agreement.
hindi po.
Na
Ang
pwede
pin-
na lang,
Ang pinirmahan
pwede
po
na
niya,
lang-
yung una.
Kaya
Yung
nga po.
pong susunod, pwede ho, pero hindi niya sinabing gawin nyo yon. Kayo po ang gumawa na nun. Yung board na po ang nagbigay for no consideration and hindi nyo po pina-revalue ang property at that point.
at that point po,
At that point po, hindi nyo pina-revalue yung
at that
property.
po, I will agree po. Dahil binalikan lang namin kung magkano yung value ng property at the time we entered into a joint venture agreement.
So, thank you for being honest with that. And I saying, as I said, no, so yung nakikinig sa publiko, I'm not talking to Mr. Abisado in his personal capacity. I'm talking to the board ng Boy Scouts, no? So, inamin nyo po na hindi nyo tinignan yung, hindi nyo pina-revalue. So, if it was worth 4 times more, nalugi po ang Boy Scout. Kasi you could have gotten much more than 15%. Tama po. Yun yung susunod na logic. Hindsight po. In good faith. If the value was 4 times more, then you could have gotten 4 times more.
Naging point of reference lang po kasi ng board at
Agree,
that time
sir.
was
Agree, sir.
how much was
But
it.
hindsight, wasn't it a mistake? Because you should have had it revalued. Because from now, they want to own the land. Hinihingi nila sa inyo, binigay nyo na walang consideration.
Well,
So kung ngayon po tayo
meron namang consideration po. Yung 600 million which was the appraised value at the time
sa
we
inyo na
entered
po yung
into a
600
contract.
million na yun kasi sa inyo na po yung 15% eh. It
Hindi
was
po,
already
hindi
valued
po.
in the first...
Hindi po, yung 15% po was represented by the value of the land.
Anyway, sir, I think we've made that point and I think Vice Mayor Mercado wants to clarify something.
documents
I have
pertaining
the
to that
memorandum.
particular
I have the
exercise.
memorandum of agreement, Your Honor, between Noble Care and Alphaland Corporation and Alphaland Development Inc.
And we'd like to see also the minutes of the board approving that loan. That is a substantial loan.
I will ask the Office of the Corporate Secretary to do that.
All right. And then
In the meantime, we will...
the offsetting agreement on the liquidation
Yes, sir.
of that loan.
Yes, sir.
You will be submitting all of these documents, Attorney Oreta?
Yes, sir.
We will not be issuing a subpoena for this.
No more. We will submit.
Thank you.
Senator
Oh, you're
No,
saying
but
it's
I am sure that I will not endorse 8.9 million shares
all right.
of our company. That's impossible, sir.
But you don't know where it is.
No, I know. It is in with our company.
It's with Noble
It
Care.
is with Noble Care.
It's not with Mr. Oretta in his personal capacity.
No, sir.
It's not with somebody else in his personal capacity.
No, sir. It is with the company, sir.
All right. Now, there was also a loan to Noble Care in the amount of 100 million plus.
Yes, sir.
From Alphaland.
Yes, sir.
And that was written off by Alphaland.
That was not written off.
How was it paid? How was it liquidated?
It was deducted when I asked.
You mean to say to this day you still hold 8.8 million shares of Alphaland?
Yes, sir.
That has been your consistent statement, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Up to this very day, Noble Care Management Corporation still is the registered owner of 8.9
million shares of Alphaland Corporation.
Alphaland Corporation.
Well, maybe could you not have just endorsed the shares and somebody is carrying 8.9 million shares of Alphaland?
That's impossible, sir.
Impossible. You don't even know what happened, and then. So I move, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair. Yes. May I move that the committee subpoena the records on that particular transaction, for the debt of 100 million plus from Alphaland. Well, was it originally Alphaland that gave you the loan?
It was Noble Care. I have the
No.
I have the documents.
The money came from Alphaland. It didn't come from Noble Care.
Noble Care is the debtor.
Noble Care
is the
was
debtor.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Who's the creditor?
Alphaland.
Yes. All right. So may we subpoena the document?
When I asked Bobby Ongpin if I could elevate the shares from Makati Place to Alphaland Corporation, in the valuation, which they did, they deducted the 100 million pesos that I owed them. So it is not a condonation, sir.
Yeah, may we have documentation that would prove that? You know, that's a substantial amount. And so Alphaland would have to justify that. It would have to be on the record. So there has to be a board resolution saying we are hereby offsetting.
From the valuation.